This is one of the best feeling in the world. That last scoop. Oh my goodness. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our backyard garden here in Zone 7, Canyon, Texas. So as you can see behind me, I got a lot of stuff going on. And finally, our greenhouse foundation base layer is finally completed. I really want to make this video for you guys, okay? To show you guys all of the helpful tips here and there as a backyard gardener, a backyard builder. It took a little bit of time, quite a bit of hours that spans days, weeks, months on end. 30 minutes at a time, an hour a day. When I have the time, I am outside here getting it done. So I really want to make this video to document my process, my journey on building this greenhouse on our new growing location, our new backyard. So I really came close to purchasing a greenhouse kit, a pretty decent one, guys. It was about $3,000 to almost $4,000. I came so close. I entered all my info. All I had to do was just click purchase. But for whatever reason, something hit me. I wanted to build my own. I almost regretted it during this footing build. It was so much work, but now I am realizing how amazing it is to put my hand, buy the materials, learn about stuff, and put it together myself. There's a lot of videos out there, and let me tell you, they make it look quite easy. It is not. As simple as might seem, yeah, unless you do it yourself, man oh man. Okay guys, so let's get started on all the useful tips that I can hopefully show you guys, okay? As a do-it-yourselfer here in my own backyard and in your own backyard. So first and foremost, before determining the size of your greenhouse build, your greenhouse footing, make sure you check your local county, city, building codes, okay? In my case, I am able to determine that I can build a structure that is detached, okay, up to 200 square foot. So I am building the largest greenhouse I can based on that dimension, okay? Now, it will also let you know how far away from your building structure, from your neighbor fence, or however far away from the backyard fence you should have that building, okay? So check your local county, city before you get started, okay? Another very useful tip I can tell you guys right now is to position your greenhouse, have it lay out in an area where it will get sunlight, okay, during the winter months, okay? So something that is facing south or west will be ideal. But most importantly, put it where it is visually eye appealing, okay? You don't want just to randomly place it anywhere in your yard. Choose a location where it still look good, okay? It still serve a purpose. It won't block anything, okay? It won't distract you from future projects. So make sure you plan ahead. Now, that is very crucial, okay? Because once everything is built, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to remove, and if you don't like where is it at, yeah, that can be a problem, okay? Okay, all right, let's dive into it. So first and foremost, you will have to decide on the size of your post, your footing, okay? Here is where I will recommend you getting something that is 6x6 and larger, okay? 8x8 if you can afford it. And make sure it is for ground contact, okay? Pressure treated. And if you're feeling fancy, get something that is made out of cedar. It will not rot, okay? And bugs, pests will really not mess with it. So that is very important. Do not go anything smaller than a 6x6. I don't care how small your shed or greenhouse is, 6x6 and larger, please. Heed my advice, okay? So another thing to consider is these posts will come in the length of usually 8 foot, 10 foot, or 12 foot. Anything larger is pretty much inaccessible for where I am at. So based on that, build your greenhouse length and width, okay? Determine the size based on how you want to cut it or not. So for example, in this greenhouse, I want to make it as wide as possible because trust me, you want it as wide as possible because you will be building shelf, okay? And more room for you to walk. And it's such a amazing feeling. It really make it look more spacious, okay? So the width is very important. So, okay guys, so now here is one of the biggest tip, okay? One of the many biggest tips I can help you guys that are basically in my, okay, situation and know nothing about wood and how it works. When you buy your pressure treated wood, okay, it is very heavy. It is very heavy because it is still very moist and wet from all the chemicals that they injected onto it. So guess what, when you take it home and you let it accumulate to your environment, okay? And in my case, I left it outside, okay? In the hot, dry heat of hours. And guess what? All of the posts basically twisted, slightly warped or bowed. It was perfectly straight at the store. Everything was flat and smooth. And once I got it home, let it sit for a couple of weeks to let it slightly dry out. They all warped and bent and shifted in their own way. And that is so mentally frustrating to know. But rest assured, okay, now that I'm ready to build my frame, everything will work out because of the size of the footing, okay? A 6x6 footing will allow you your 2x4 bottom sill to adjust, okay, to stick out or stick in, give it room to play. So everything will still be square and perfectly fine. So rest assured, guys, okay? But bear that in mind. I don't know how you can keep it straight. You can research more on that, but yeah. So you might be wondering, why is that black, right? So here is the reason why. I really went overboard and I got this Black Beauty asphalt fence paint and basically apply it on my pressure treated post. Now this to me will be an added protection to protect it from the elements. This is pretty much overkill, but it is an option if you want to do it. The thing is, you gotta wait like I did and let the pressure treated post dry out, okay? And not be as wet as it is. One thing to bear in mind also, those pressure treated posts still need to breathe. It still need to evaporate, okay? Of whatever chemicals injection that it has, it still have to breathe out. So I did not paint it completely, okay, on all sides, okay? There's a little corner here and there, I let it be. and eventually it will dry out completely. So that is something you can also do if you want to sleep better at night. Okay guys, so now that all our posts is ready to be installed in the ground, let me first talk about what you need to do to prepare it, right? And to do it correctly, in my own way and from what I have seen all over the interweb. So, and it make very good sense. So as you can see, my 6x6 here is sitting on top of a lot of crushed gravel, right? Now this gravel layer right here is at least 5 to 6 inches deep, guys. Yeah, this will serve multiple purposes. One, it will basically keep the rainwater, the moisture away from the bottom of our post. When it rains heavy, whatever it may be, that water will drain underneath, and there will be no standing water that will eventually rot our post, even though it's pressure treated, right? This will really extend the life of our post. Now, another critical reason for this is, right, is to really provide it a very stable foundation so our greenhouse do not shift, okay, or sink in certain places. So yes guys, once you have your layout, you really will have to dig down, okay? Remove all of these soft clay soil, dig down 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, depending on where you are. As you can see from the intro of my video, we have a very rocky sub layer. So I was struggling, struggling bad, but we got it done. And when you dig, you really want to keep to make sure that you are somewhat level, okay? You don't have to be perfectly level at this point when you are digging in the soil, because when you buy your crushed gravels, okay guys, this is what you will be able to level your post with. So do not worry about unevenness here and there on your subsoil, okay? Now, again, these crushed gravel are important because we will have to tamper them down with a very heavy tamper, right? And with the crushed gravels, it is very jagged, and when you crush them, tamp them, it will basically bond together. If you use something like a river rock, where it is round, it will move around and still be slippery and shift all over. So use only crushed gravel or whatever else kind of rocks that is jagged and rough, okay guys? And yeah, that will serve you well. Now, pressure treated sitting on top of gravel is very safe, very good at protecting it from the moisture, okay? But like I said earlier, use some asphalt fence paint, Black Beauty from Tractor Supply, and when you apply that layer, you basically will be giving it an extra protection, an extra boost, okay? A backup of a moisture barrier. So do what you will. All right guys, so once you have your footing layout surrounding your greenhouse perimeter, right, the way that you like it, the most critical step is to make sure that everything is square. What I mean is you want everything to be in a perfect rectangular or square shape, okay? And not a shifted parallelogram type of shape. So you can go and measure the corner to corner to check the numbers that it is matching, as I am doing here, okay? So from that end all the way to this corner, okay, whatever that number may be, you will want it to match the same as this other end to end, okay? Now, when you are dealing with wood and something that is not perfectly straight, okay, in most cases, right, as long as you are somewhat close, even up to half an inch, right, or a little bit more, it will be okay, guys, okay? Do not lose sleep over it like I did, okay? I was worried that it won't work. I don't know what I was thinking, but it really kept me up at some nights because I couldn't get it to be perfectly square, okay? Now, if it is a couple inches off, then make sure you adjust it, okay? You can really get a big hammer, right? The biggest hammer you have, get a 2x4 here, and hit it in, or whatever end it is that is much longer, hit it and move it and shift it and keep on playing with it and you will get it. Now, once all that is done, right, how you go about attaching it is very simple. Get yourself some very large screws, okay? Not with a Phillip or Torque head, something with a standard socket heads, okay? That is 10 inches or longer. And make sure that it's galvanized or hot dip galvanized where it won't rust, okay? So get a few of those on each ends, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, however you like. Just screw it in and it will pull everything together, and it will really make it stiff and tight to where it won't move around. Now in my cases, I have a lot of leftover 6x6. As you see this corner section here, I cut a 45 degrees angle on both ends and use some very heavy screws and tied it in. So this will really beef up the structural integrity, okay, at each corners on each ends. So, all right. So now that we have everything tied together, everything is as square as we can possibly be. All right. Now it's the time to decide on your method of anchoring our posts to the ground to prevent it from moving horizontally or being uplifted up in the air. So that was one of my most thought after, okay, things that I have to deal with. I was really worried that somehow this footing will move because of how windy our site is, or how it would really blow up and fly up in the air. Yes, overthinking is a problem, guys. After putting this together at this point, I can tell you guys right now, this whole wooden piece alone is super heavy. It will really take a tornado, a small tornado or medium-sized tornado, to really even move it a couple inches, if even. So in addition to the framing, the wall, the roof, and all that extra weight, yeah, anchoring it is just to make yourself sleep better, guys. But go ahead and do it, okay? Get some rebar. This is the easiest method that I know of. Make sure your rebar, okay, is larger than 3/4 of an inch. Use something that is 7/8, 3/4, or an inch if you can, and make sure it is at least 2 to 3 foot in length. I choose to use 3, guys. And let me tell you guys, it was a pain in the butt, okay? Because our site is very rocky, as you can see from the beginning of the video. I had to buy some long masonry concrete drill bits, a SDS hammer drill, okay, that I had to borrow. And even then, I was struggling to hammer these rebar into the hole, into the rocky substrate. And a few of them actually bend, okay? And basically uplifted one end, one corner, because of how hard it was to penetrate that hole that I have even drilled. So it was a pain in the butt. If you have a rocky soil, very rocky sublayer, just end this video right now, prepare and watch some other video that will show you how to do a concrete based footing, because that is why I would do concrete if I knew how rocky this backyard is. Okay, now you have clay soil, 3/4 an inch and up rebar, 3 foot in length. Okay, I did a little modification because at the shop I have access to a welder. I welded a large flathead on top, okay, and that gave me more room to hammer it in and to really tie it down somewhat. So at every corner, right, I have one, okay, and every 2 to 3 foot I put another rebar and hammer it down. So use the largest hammer you can find, not a baby one. It was tough, guys. Hammering looked easy on video. It is not. And when you miss something, it hurts. So be prepared for that. It's not easy as it looks just to put a rebar in a drill hole and hammer it down. It's not easy as it looks. If you have clay soil and sandy soil, maybe. But yeah, rest assured guys, with all the weight and everything, it won't really move. Now, on this corner, because I wasn't able to hammer these rebar down all the way to make myself feel better, I dig a hole in this corner, got me some of these leftover rebar, drill a hole inside this wooden corner brace, bend it down, and basically just pour concrete, a bag of concrete on this area. So it will really tie this area down, and I guess in a way, just to really make myself feel better knowing that this area, this corner won't lift up or shift. Yeah. Another important thing is you got to decide on whether you want water or electricity inside of your greenhouse build, okay guys? Because now is the time for you to run all of the lines, okay? Before it will be a pain in the future if you were to do it. So after the footing has been completed, it has been pretty level and square. Now is the time to decide on your interior floor base. So that is really an option where you can have many to choose from. As for me, I highly recommend P, not P, River Rocks Gravels, okay guys? Now, there are major benefits to this. One of the main reasons why I choose this is because of the heating that we will need in the winter months. So with rocks during the day, okay, the sunlight, the heat will all be captured by these rocks and pebbles. And throughout the night, it will really slowly radiate that heat. So in combination of our electric heater, it will really keep everything nice and toasty inside during the winter months. Another benefit is that river rocks, okay, will allow our potted containers, our potted plants, to have their water slowly drain underneath and keep everything dry on top, okay? As you can see from the intro, I really had to lay down, okay? You have to make sure you lay down a very good landscaping fabric. I highly recommend the width, okay, landscaping fabric on Amazon. It is very heavy duty and lasts for a long time, okay, and not as thin as other retailer type of fabrics. So get that laid on, okay, to prevent pests and any type of weeds or grass that will grow and push through our pebbles. So yeah guys, I still have many plans to put a, you know, maybe a walkway, but that is just so many options out there. You can leave it bare, okay, dirt. With dirt, you can just dig in and maybe even plant yourself a few tropical trees, whatever you want to do in there. So, yeah, guys. Okay, guys, I will end my video here. I'm pretty sure I missed quite a number of things. I did not want to make this into an hour-long video, okay? I really tried to talk about the stuff that I really want to point out real fast. So I hope this video was quite useful for you guys. Please stay tuned to the rest of our greenhouse build, okay? I really want to be able to get everything done. So the next step in the process would be our wall framing, okay? And consequently, our roof framing, and how I go about doing it. So I want to accomplish all of those one step, one part of a time at a time. Then I can really give you guys advices on how you can go about doing it with the tips, okay, that I will learn that can be helpful for you guys. So yeah guys, get out there, really build your greenhouse. I don't want to talk about all of the pros, okay, on why, if you are a serious gardener, why you need one, okay. I will do that on a later video, But man, oh man, even though up to this point it has been a struggle, a lot of tedious work, a lot of mentally challenging steps that I have to think of, okay, and stuff that I don't want to think about, um, along with all the costs, okay, that is slowly adding up based on the materials, the tools, and etc. But all in all, the feeling of something that is in the process of completion is such an amazing feeling. Something that I am able to build by hand with me, my kids, my family, that we will be using, okay, hopefully by the end of the year. It's so satisfying, and any amount of money that we are putting into it will pay us back much more, okay, with the memories. So no matter how small, how big, think and consider about building one. And once again, I really hope this video will kickstart your greenhouse build journey and help some of you guys out there that are thinking about building one using a wooden footing. So I'm gonna reiterate. Wait, is that a word? I'm gonna reiterate that if you have a rocky subsoil layer, save yourself the trouble. Go with a concrete footing, okay? Yeah, I'll end it right there. Do what you love to do, grow what you love to eat, stay healthy, stay blessed. See you on the next video, hopefully soon. Peace. Oh, if you have any comments, suggestion, please leave them down in the comments, okay? I will be quick to reply, and any suggestion, I will really take it into consideration. Peace, guys.